Okay, hello everybody. Okay, can you guys hear us now? Just put a yes in the comments because it should be streaming. Okay. Yes. Okay, great. All right, wonderful. Okay, you can hear us. Okay, fantastic. Yes. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I am so excited today because my dear friend, Dr. Sonia Stribling, is here in the house, okay, in her studio. And if you don't know who this absolutely incredible woman is, let me tell you, I mean, she's absolutely amazing. She has made over $28 million in what, like 3 or 4 years, which is blows my mind. She teaches women how to speak on stage and make millions of dollars. And that's why it's, speak your way to millions. She's also an author. And if you haven't seen her speak live, I mean, you're in for a treat. She is just incredible. So everybody's really excited for this. They can all hear us. So I want to introduce Dr. Sonia. And thank you so much for being here. I'm going to bring you up to the stage so we can jump right in. So just put in the comments, who here would love to get paid to speak? Who's tired of always speaking for free? Put a yes. Okay. Getting the yeses here. Yes. And, a lot of times we think, oh gosh, we're just grateful to get on any stage, but imagine being able to be paid. And that's what Sonia's going to tell us about. So I'm going to bring you up right now.
Yay!
I'm going to get off the stage and I'm going to let you take it from here.
First off, I got to say to Christina, thank you. Just thank you so much because you didn't have to do this. And one of the things that I realized when you find great friends, partners, associates, or what have you, and you all are on a common ground where you want to help the masses. And the reason why this is really taking place, and I want to do the backstory so you all understand, and it's not the fact that we are both amazing people. It is the fact that you are amazing. And we made a decision together that what we were going to do is really sit and how can we help more women rock stages? Because if you don't know, please, as you're taking notes, right, write this down. Even before I get started, speaking is the number one way. Put in the chat, just a one, the number one way for you to extend or expand your brand. Is it the number one way for you to be able to build a business that even expand or accelerate your business? And most people don't understand that. They just like, oh, I'm so nervous about speaking. And what I really want to do today is really help you look into this world of speaking and let this be more of a journey for you to grow into, because speaking is not what you do, it's who you are. Many of you are already speaking right now. You've been speaking. You're speaking at your church. You're speaking at work. The people at the job are like, hey, I want you to be the speaker. I want you to teach this. And you're like, but the problem is you're not getting paid any extra for it. And I really want to share with you some of the things you can begin to put, or these 5 shifts you can begin to put in place today. Everybody say today. Now, I am a communicator with the audience. If you were in a live room with me right now, you'd be like, okay, I will walk around, touch you on the shoulder, but right now I can't. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm in the room. And so I'm going to need you to communicate with me. Now, as we go through this process, I will share if you are multitasking or do anything, you're going to miss something. And if you're serious and not curious about this, there's a couple of things I'm going to ask you to do. Put everything else away. Yell out to the family, work wherever you are in the world right now. Just tell them to give you the next 60 to 90 minutes because you are about to do something that could possibly change your life, right? If you know it's your season for you to begin speaking, pay close attention, take copious notes, all right? So I want to jump into this. And as you can see here, right? Of course, it doesn't want me to kind of show. Hold on just a moment. Let's see what it's doing over here. Christina, we're good? Okay, yeah, we're good over here. I just wanted to make sure. One of the things that I realized that is happening and why Speak Your Way to Millions is so important right now. And when you learn these 5 shifts, it's going to change the game for you. You're going to be able to monetize your voice. You're going to be able to book stages or more stages, and you're going to be able to build a 6-figure and beyond speaking business. Now, let me do the caveat to this. Disclaimer, I'm not saying tomorrow you're going to be making 6 and 7 figures. What I am saying, once you're done with this, you'll have the foundation of what to do next, whether you're already in the speaking industry or you're just getting started. Okay. And so as we go, a couple of things in the next 60 to 90 minutes. You know, people have asked me to come on stage. Well, can you speak about 15 minutes? I can do more damage and teach more to people and have them walk away with a blueprint, learn the framework, and really be on their way on this journey. And so I always ask for about 60 to 90 minutes because I'm going to ask the hard questions. I'm going to tell you the hard truths that you may have heard or may not have really paid attention to, but I want to make sure I get all of this information over to you. So number one thing in these next 60 to 90 minutes, I want you to learn and view. You're going to see me look around because I got about 4 or 5 monitors in front of me and then 3 more laptops in front of me for this to make sure I give you all the information that you need today. And so number one, the next 60 and 90 minutes, you're going to have a step-by-step game plan, right? One that you can use. I'm pretty much giving you my framework of what I've been able to do and be on some of the biggest stages. The next thing I want you to be able to show you is why there's a huge need for more women speakers right now. Everybody say right now. Right now. There's a need for more women speakers. And it's simply because I've been to events and it's a women empowerment and I see more men on the stage. I'm like, okay, nothing against the gentlemen. I always say I coach and train some of the most amazing women to build their speaking and their coaching empires and some smart men, right? But I always see more of the men gracing the stages than the women. And I said, that's a problem. And so instead of being a part of the problem, I wanted to be a part of the solution. Okay. The other thing I want you to know is why speaking is the gold standard. It's the gold standard. And it's a gold standard because, again, as I shared before, it's going to allow you to be able to build authority, be able to allow you to have more expertise or show the expertise and the knowledge that you have. And the most important thing for those of you who's in business right now, if you have a business, whether you're a coach, consultant, or whatever the case may be, brick and mortar, you do wigs, you do lashes, or whatever the case, if you have a business, just put biz, B-I-Z, in the chat. Biz, 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 biz. And I'm saying that to you simply because if you have a business, this is a gold standard for you to be able to get in front of your ideal audience, clients, customers, patients, whatever the case may be. This is why it's a gold standard, right? And so as we go through this, I want to show you how to get on these prestigious stages, even if no one knows who you are. You have no following. You have no social media presence. We need to work on that. But I really want you to understand you can get started now, even if you don't have that type of authority or being some level of a celebrity. It's also important that you're going to learn during this time frame how to get more sales from the stage. And I know some of you are like, whoa, no, sales, that's a curse word. It shouldn't be. It is said that 62% of women would rather talk about their death than to talk about money. And I'm going to add sales in there because for some reason we feel salesy. And I really want us to mature to a level. Selling is serving. Repeat after me. Selling is serving. Okay. And then I want you to be able to do all of this while doing what you love and being able to do it from anywhere in the world, whether you're in your home studio or you're gracing stages around the world. Okay. And so as you go through this, I want you to really know that I would love for you to stay till the end. You want to know why? Because at the very end, I love, 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 love giving giveaways. And when you stay to the end, I'm going to give you my Speak Your Way to Millions checklist. This is more about you being seen, being heard, and being paid. 2 syllables, not just one, paid. So again, make sure you stay till the end. We'll be dropping the link in the chat so you can go ahead and get access to this right now. And what I did, I took 10 years of my experience being out on these speaker streets, and I placed it in here, the checklist, so you can begin to even add more value to you being here today. Okay, just for hanging out with me and Christina for the next hour or so. Okay, so this workshop is a thing that could possibly change your life. This could be the very thing that you've been waiting on. And I know you are not here. I know when she sent out the link and all of that, you are not here because you're like, oh, I think it would just be nice. More than likely, you are here because you've been searching. If you have, just say me in the chat. You've been searching, like you've been looking for something to really help you do this. And if you were anything like me almost a decade ago, I'm like, I want to speak on stage. I want to do this. I want to sell more books. I want to be the coach to coaches. I want to build my business. I said a thing, but there was really no one around that showed me how it's done. And again, this is why I believe this solves a major problem for many of you on here right now. Now, who is this for? Because I got to put some clarity to this because I realize some of you in here, it may not be for you. Let's just be real. It may not be for you simply because you may not be in these arenas or you may not be serious about speaking because whatever fears you may need to overcome. But if you are a speaker already, whether you're at the beginning stages or you're an expert speaker and you've been out there, whether you're a coach, a consultant, an author, a business owner, a service provider, a content creator, this is for you. Now, even though it's for you, some of you, but it's also for those that are not here. But before I do that, let me go back. All right, I said not for you. I want to go back one really quick. This is also for those that are serious about learning how to build a profitable, not just a speaking business. I like profitable speaking business. I know there are many of you out there right now, you've been speaking for the free 99 and fruit baskets and gift cards. And if I were to ask you to raise your hand, I would be the first one to raise my hand because I remember doing that. That's why I hate fruit baskets to this day. I don't want a fruit basket. Gift cards are okay, depending on where they're from, but I don't want those anymore. And this is also for those of you who are diligent about the business that you're setting forth. And you have a let me do this attitude and not let me sit back and watch everybody else do it. This is really about you being in a place where you have a diligent work ethic. If you're not willing to put the work into this is not going to, I don't have a magic potion to give to you right now. It's like, oh, tomorrow you're going to be speaking on stages. You're going to be on Essence stage. You're going to be on USA Today stages. You're going to be on Forbes Women. That's not what I'm saying. But if you truly feel like there is more for you and that voice, that story, and the message that you have, this is for you. So I need to ask a question before I go to who it's not for. How many of you in here right now, you feel this pull for more? Just say me. You feel the pull for more of you sharing your story at a high level. Not all the details, but at a high level. You know, there's more for you to be in front of your ideal clients that have been looking for you, and you are no longer wanting to chase, but you want to attract. If that is you, just say me. So now, of course, I have to go to who this is not for, because, you know, of course, that is always the case. This is not for you if you are wanting a magic potion. Because I know I did when I started this some years ago. I didn't really want to do the work, right? This is not for you if you don't believe that you need to get on the stage and speak. I hear people, I want to be a speaker. Well, you know, to be a speaker, you need to be on some stages. Well, Dr. Sonia, I really don't want to do that, right? And this is also not for the ones who bring negativity, negative energy, and complaining about what's not working and avoiding personal accountability and responsibility. Right? This is in a season and a place, I would believe us as women, we have to take accountability for who we are and who we say we want to be. And we have to be responsible for the life, the vision, and the calling that we've been called to. So if you're not willing to do that, again, this is definitely not for you. However, if this sounds like you, does this sound like you? That you have been in this place of curiosity and you're ready to put some things in place. And I always do this slide because this is the one that I truly understand that people need to know about. If you are in a place, let's see if it's going to let me be great, where you're trying to find your voice, like, you know, it's there. It wakes you up in the middle of the night, right? You know, you have something to say and you're going through this place and space of, okay, I got to be able to share this. And I don't know about you, and I know I got some sisters in here right now, they're going to say, Doc, that's me. I feel like if I don't get the opportunity to share my voice, I feel like I would die. Literally, I feel that if I'm not able to share what's going on, right? And then the next thing, this is all about the fear of presenting on powerful stages. I'm going to share with you later a little bit of my background because I need you to know that I'm true to this, not new to this. Christina is true to this and not new to this. When she built this, I was here at the very beginning when she began to build women entrepreneurs, right? Women helping women entrepreneurs. I was there at the very beginning. And I'm like, wow, this is so amazing. And so when we begin to do this, you have to get to a place where maybe you're in a place of fear, but you know that it is time to change that. Okay. The next one, it is all about tired of being the best kept secret. If you are tired, not like tired, but sick and tired of being a best kept secret. And I know many of you right now, no one knows who you are, but you have an amazing product. You have an amazing, amazing coaching program. You have an amazing business. You have a game changing message for the world, but nobody knows who you are. No one. And it's like you're at a place where you're frustrated. Anybody felt like that? Because I know many years ago I did. I was like, I can't just sit here. Enough is enough. Right? Does this sound like you, where you're in a place where you're confused on what your speaker fee should be? I just want to sit down on this one. I do. You're confused of what your speaker fee should be. You're like, okay, should I talk about this? Dr. Sonia, I'm great at this, and I could be talking about that. You have so many different topics you want to speak about. Now I'm going to pause right here on that one because I want you to tell the truth. How many of you right now, like you have sat down like, well, I could talk about so many things. And because you have so many things you can speak on, you either speak on all of them and you confuse the people in the audience or confuse your social media presence, the people that are following you, or you don't do anything at all because you're stagnant, because you haven't made a decision about which you want to speak about. I won't look at you. I'm not going to look. Right? But is that you? Okay. The next, are you in a place where you lack the visibility to stand out? No social media presence. I know that is why Christina has the platform and the communities that she has. She wanted to give more women the opportunity to shine, to rise and shine, and to do a thing. Now, if you're lacking visibility, please write this down. I'm going to give you a lot of nuggets. Write them down. You cannot be profitable and be private at the same time. It's not going to happen, right? And so if you're sitting back trying to hide from the world, but yet again, you want to serve the people, it's not going to happen. The next thing is really you looking at speaking for free. I'm smiling. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at us because I was one of you. Speaking for free and not being paid as much as you should. I can remember some of the clients that have come through and I was like, they say, hey, Dr. Sonia, I'm a professional speaker. I'm an experienced speaker. I was like, okay, great. How many stages have you spoke on? Well, I've spoke on 25 stages. Amazing. In the last 12 months? Yes. Okay, last 18 months. Okay, great. How much have you gotten paid total for those 25 platforms? Well, what happened was, I really want to, right? So I said, what? Absolutely not. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. And I'm going to show you in a few moments, if you're going to speak on a stage, at a minimum, be able to write your own check. If you're going to speak on a stage for free, be able to at least write your own check. The time has come where I know before I got to a $35,000 speaker fee, I was nervous like many of you. It was free. And then because someone said, okay, if you speak for free, more people will bring you in. But what I realized that is beginning to happen, and again, I mean no disrespect to you because this is going to hit and it's going to hurt. If you have been speaking for free, I guarantee you, if you have a conversation, a private conversation with the other speakers on the stage and you find out what they've been paid, you were the backup. Uh-oh, shots fired. You were the backup. You are the person they keep going to because they know you're free and you love what you do. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to love what you do, but there's some other people on that stage got paid to speak and you didn't, simply because that's the price you've been asking for and hoping one day that someone would allow you to speak and they pay you. Okay. The next one is not sure how to get started as a professional speaker or a profitable speaker. I don't just want you to be a professional. I believe right now you are a professional speaker. If you've had the opportunity to hone in on your craft and really know the topic, like deep down, like the back of your hand. Folks like, well, I want to get on stage, but I'm better in front of one-on-one. If you can learn how to get in front of go from a one-to-one and go one to many, it's going to be a game changer for you. You go from being a professional speaker to being a profitable speaker when you understand what you are worth. Okay? You're struggling to get booked consistently or not at all. When's the last time you've spoke on a stage? Talk to me in the chat. When is the last time you've spoken on a stage, whether it's a virtual stage or a live and in-person stage? Okay. If you are to truly be a beast in this area, at least once a month, you should be gracing somebody's stage, if not twice a month. There are stages out there for you, and I'm going to show you here in a few moments how to get on them. Anybody excited about that? Anybody excited? If you are, say me, or just say excited in the chat. The more means it's like excited. I'm excited for you because when you learn these 5 shifts that you can put in place, it's going to be game on. A couple more here. You're lacking the guidance from an experienced mentor or a teacher. This is one of the places where I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to put my foot down and say, absolutely, enough is enough. Get to a place where you're watching people who are doing the thing you want to do as well, and they're doing it at the highest level. You know, I'm saying this to myself as I'm looking back. The camera's looking back at me. When I got started, I let Mr. Google show me how to do this. And when I went to Google, it told me a million things to do, but there was no one on the other side holding my hand and telling me what to do through this process. How many of you at a place right now, you need somebody to hold your hand and tell you, do this, do this, do this. Okay, shift that. What about that conversation? Frame it in this way. Offer this product or service in this way. Anybody want that? Because I know I did, right? And then closing clients or customers instead of chasing the client versus attracting them. Again, speaking is the #1 career in the world. I don't care where you reside, United States, Canada, Portugal, New Zealand, Russia, Africa, wherever you are, it is the #1 career in the world. And this is a way for you to be able to attract the people who have been looking for what you have. Can you imagine right now that someone, better yet, not someone, thousands of people are looking for you? They're looking to hear your message. And oh my goodness, when they hear your story, they're so connected to you. And they want to buy what you have. Not just one thing that you have, everything you have. Simply because you got in a room and you began to rock the stage. The woman with the mic wins. The woman with the mic wins. Okay? And last but not least, does this sound like you? You are confused on how to even package your brand or your products or services. You're confused. You know, I'll talk about branding just a second here. I've met so many brand people that say that they're brand strategists and all of that. And most of them are talking about your logos and your kits and all of that. A brand is created along the way. It is not created before. The brand is the story that you have. The brand is the books that you write. Your brand is the message that you have on stage. Your brand is how you show up in the marketplace. That's a brand. Nobody cares about your logo and your colors and your fonts. Truth be told, and many of them don't even care about your website. They care about the message that you present to them. Okay? And so as you're going through this and you're looking and you understand these are not the problem. Those things that you have a fear about, those are not the problem. The problem is this. You haven't made the shifts. And when I say you haven't made the shifts, I always think about if you're driving in a stick shift, which I don't like. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of a stick shift. I can drive it, but I am left-handed. And you got to use the shift on the right. But for the case in point here, as you go through this process, I want you to think about driving a stick shift, and you have to shift it in gears. If you keep it in first gear and you want to go faster, 50, 100 miles an hour, you can in first. You have to be able to shift to 2, 3, 4, and to 5. And if you're not able to do that, you're going to go slow. And so the reason, again, these 5 shifts are going to be so powerful for you is simply because of this, right? It is because once you make them, you'll be able to attract, please write this down. You'll be able to attract the attention of some of the biggest stages in the world, even if you're just getting started. Even if you've only done 5 speaking opportunities, even if you've never been paid. When you make these 5 shifts, you will have everybody say complete control. Complete control over how much money you generate. Ooh, write these. These are bullet comments right here. How much money you generate, who you work with, when you work with them, how you serve them, and the prices you get to command. There's no other career that's out there like that. You get to decide how much money you generate. You get to decide how much people pay you. You get to decide who you work with and who you don't work with. This is the place where you say, absolutely not. No, I don't want to work. That's your brand or whatever you do is not in alignment with what I do. This is what I love. Like Janet Jackson, control. That's what it's all about. It really is. And so as you go through this and you begin to make these shifts, I want you to know a couple of things, right? I want you to know, and even as I begin to briefly share who I am, because I want you to know, again, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this before I get into the 5 shifts. Again, once you make these shifts, there will not be a cap that you thought was there. Well, I can't do this because I don't have this level of education. I can't do this because I don't have this training. I can't do this because I'm not certified and all those things. When you learn how to make these shifts like I did, you'll go get to the next level of 3, 4, 5, and 6 figures faster than you ever thought was possible. You can do all of this while doing what you love. And that's serving other people. Honestly, how many of you really are here, not just with me today, but you feel like there is a bigger calling, like Christina and I, to serve more people? And while you're serving people, you get to create the life and the lifestyle that you deserve and you desire. Who am I talking to right now? Am I talking to you? Because if I am, listen closely, right? Just a little bit about me really quickly. And here, I've been featured, I've spoken on stages with Google. We have Les Brown. We have Iyanla Vanzant. We have Sharon Lecter, who's the founder of Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you didn't know that, I always put that in there because people think Rich Dad Poor Dad is by Robert Kiyosaki. She's the founder. Okay. I've also spoken on stages just recently with Lisa Nichols, Eric Thomas, and Russell Brunson, and all of those folks. But one of the biggest things I look back at my career, and this has been a decade, and I was a nobody, and I still feel like I'm just getting started. So please don't look at, well, you're a Dr. Sonia, you have a PhD. That has nothing to do with it. It just gave people the permission to call me Dr. Sonia, right? And so I've been on CNN, USA Today, Bloomberg, Forbes, Essence, all of that. I'm gonna keep going in here. But recipient of the Barack Obama Lifetime Achievement Award, again, Forbes Magazine, Success Magazine. I had my own television show some years ago on Bravo Television. Also, USA Today, as I said before, listed in the top 15 coaches to watch. Game changer. Here I am, a nobody. And please don't take that nobody like a nobody. I was somebody, but I had to figure out that I was really someone. And when you realize that you are someone to yourself, everyone else will realize it. They won't know, really, because you're going to have to show them in the midst of this. Okay, I've spoken on corporate stages from Canada to New Zealand to Australia to Europe, all over the world. I've also been featured and seen. What am I talking about? Spoken on the Think and Grow Rich Legacy World Tour. I was the only woman of color to grace that stage at that capacity. And I'm sure Napoleon Hill's like, yay! Right? Also spoken at other speaker conferences, some of the bigger stages that are out there. Aspire, they had 5,000 people in the room, the most stages, the amount of people that have ever been in the room. And I've never said this out loud because to me, I don't care if there's 5 people in the room or there's 10,000, so it's 10,000. I got the opportunity to speak on Funnel Hacking Live once I joined the community. I thought it was going to take me about a year, but please write this down. Again, speaking is not what you do, it's who you are. I thought it was going to take me about a year once I joined the community to show what I'm capable of. You want to guess how long it took for me to really come into an amazing community with some game-changing people and for someone to hear my message and how I present? I said I thought it was going to take me 12 months. It took less than 60 days. And that's from 2 events that I showed up and had to do a quick presentation. Every presentation that you do from this moment, not presentation, every conversation you have that is geared toward helping people and an audience, take advantage of it. It was a game changer for me. I can remember the day I got the call, like, hey, we would love for you to speak on this stage. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Me? Little old me? Now, by this time, I'd already generated $28 million. In 3 years, using my voice, my message, and my story. Every stage means something. And please don't underestimate the very beginning of where you are right now, okay? Okay, let me see the last couple of slides in here. Now, I put this up here, if I may. This is the image of you going upward. Everybody say upward. The image of you going upward, and I put this here to remind me and to share with you, there's an opportunity for you. There's a pathway you can go on. I went from speaking from $3.99 to being paid over $356,000 to speak on one stage. This is just a deposit. And there was like $124,000 deposit. It was a percentage of me speaking on that stage. I sat back that day and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm onto something. After being in this business for a decade, I think I'm onto something. The fee, speaker fee up front, $35,000. Anything additional and training, all of that goes up to about $400,000, $500,000. Now, I'm not saying this is what you do. I had to grow into this. All I want you to know, there are levels to speaking, and I want to introduce you to the different levels. Shall I? Very quickly, another part of my story, just so you know, all that I can show, it looks great on paper, it looks great on PowerPoints, but I need you to know the backstory of how I got started as we go into these shifts. So by the time I get to the shifts, all of that minutia that you're saying to yourself, well, I can't do this and she does this. No. I need you to know where I came from, because it's probably going to match where you came from as well. And if it's not the same story, guess what, y'all? It's okay. It doesn't have to be the same story. Mine started just a few years ago. I was on my suicide couch, wanted to take my own life. Yes, me. I was trying to figure out, was I going to use a gun or was I going to use pills? Now, mind you, because I was a mother, or I am a mother of 3, I had started to think back, wait, Christina, if I do this, Sonia, Christina, Ellie, Victoria, Veronica, Q, Bonnie, if I did this, my son was going to come in and find my lifeless body, who was in middle school. And then he was going to have to tell his brother, who was in college playing D1 football, the highest elite level of football in college. He's going to have to explain it to him. And then they had to explain it to my oldest son, their big brother. And I said, that's not what I want. As I laid on that couch that day and I reflected back over my 21 years in the United States Army, serving my country, my body, 3 combat tours, my body went to Iraq, but mentally and spiritually, it didn't come back. The rest of me didn't come back. And so that day, when I was going to take my life, I was thinking back, like, how did I get here? Here I am. I'm a highly decorated combat veteran. I've been all over the world. I've been in physical combat, like bombs, guns, explosives in the area where I operated. And so, as I shared with you before, I think back over my military career as I'm laying on my back on my suicide couch, and I'm thinking about the divorce that I just previously went through after being married 18 years. Now, I'm not saying many of you, this is going to be your story, but I want you to understand when you begin to speak your way to millions, there's a part of you that has to be told. So rule number one, you have to begin to share your story at the highest level. Everybody say highest level, not the details in the mix, but the highest level. I went through a divorce, and that hurricane almost took me out, took me to a point where I was taking medication to wake up in the morning, medication to function during the day, and meds to help me sleep at night. And so if you're truly in a place where you want to speak your way to millions, you need to understand there's going to be a part of your story that needs to be shared, right? I had a child at 15 years old. 15. My oldest son is just 15 years younger than me, which he's about to have, I think it's 39 this year or 40. Always get confused. I'm 54. Okay? And so as I look through my life and just reflecting back, I really didn't want to be there that day. Heartbroken, destroyed, all of that. That's my story. It's just a story. But that story, please write this down. You taking your story and creating a message is the number one game plan. So as you go through this and you're thinking about just your story and the high level of what I just shared about mine, how does that relate to you? How does your story, how can it shape or shift the rooms when you share it? Now I know I heard you say, but Dr. Sonia, I don't know if I can share that much. Dr. Sonia, I don't have a story. You have a story. I promise you, you have a story. You just have to figure out what part of, we call it significant emotional events. Repeat after me. Significant emotional events. Those are called C's that have taken place in your life that you can share with the world at the highest level. And depending on what stage you're on, that's how you share it. Okay, whether I'm on corporate stage, if I'm on multi-level marketing, if I'm on a stage with high performing women, if I'm on a stage with speakers, coaches, whatever the case may be, I'm sharing a part of my story. All right. And so let's get into these 5 shifts, shall we? Shift number 1. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat to make sure everybody's on target. I know you're taking notes. I'm going to slow down just a little bit. Well, not really. Okay. Okay. Shift number 1. Shift number 1 is all about understanding opportunity. Understanding opportunity. And when I say understand opportunity, number 1 part of that is creating opportunity versus waiting on opportunity. Creating opportunity versus waiting. As we get into these 5 shifts, remember, we're in our car. We want to get up to the highest speed we can. We want to get on the best stages that we can. We want to be seen by those event hosts that are looking for us. We have to understand the difference between creating and waiting for opportunity, which means we are no longer waiting on someone to discover who we are. Creating opportunities is where we create our own tables. We create the visibility. We create the impact and influence that our voice and our message could have on the world. And so shift number 1, as you write down understanding opportunity, there's a part 2 to understanding opportunity. It is getting in contact with the people who can put you on the stage. Let me say it again for the people in the back. It is getting in contact with people who can put you on these stages. How many of you know someone right now that has a stage? And if you don't, no worries. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how to get in front of them. Okay? Getting in front of them, whether it's on your social media, it's free these days. Again, you can't be profitable and be private at the same time. and really looking through this process of creating the change that you want to create that's out there in the world. Okay. And so I want you to begin to think about all of that. Of what does that look like for you? What does it look like on these stages? Creating opportunity. And one of the things I want to share in here that I didn't, there are 3 types of speakers, or let's say 4. Let's do 4 types of speakers as we're going through this process in here. It is speaker number 1 is the speaker who gets paid to speak. All right. So as you're making these shifts, I need you to understand the dynamics of speaking, because speaking is not what everybody thinks it is, because they're just looking at one dimensional. I want to show you the 3 to 4 dimensional view of it. Okay. Let me just stop it right here, if I may. One of the things as you go through this process is the person who gets paid to speak. That is the old school way. That's the old school way of speaking. I know. That's what everybody wants to teach you, is just getting paid to speak. Opportunity number 2 as a speaker is for you speaking for free, but it's okay to speak for free as long as you write your own check while you're there. That means make an offer, sell someone something, sell them your book, sell them some one-on-one coaching, sell them your consulting program, sell them a product or service that you have. Number 3 is the speakers that pay to play. Now, back in the day when this was a thing and the first time I heard about it, like, absolutely not. I am not going to do that with anyone. I'm not paying anything. But I learned something. Shh, don't tell anybody. I learned that it is almost the most amazing thing to do is to find someone who has your audience, pay them for a spot, a selected time. They create the audience. You pay them to play on their stage. I didn't know at the beginning. And when I found out, oh my goodness, I was like, oh my God. I was offended at the beginning, and now I'm not offended. I've invested $10,000, $100,000 to be on stages. But guess what? They had thousands of my ideal clients in the room. It's a game changer if you understand the framework of that. Okay. So we got get paid to speak, speak for free, pay to play. Let's just do those 3. And I need you to really be thinking about that in such a way. Oh, let's do number 4. I'll go ahead and I'll give you number 4. Don't tell anybody. It's speak to sell. You get into a place where you offer, and please know this. I said it before. Selling is serving, but you owe people an opportunity. Don't you dare get on another stage, 30, 45 minutes, even 15 minutes, and not give people the opportunity. Selling is more like an opportunity. Give people the opportunity to work with you. You can only do so much on a 15, 20 minute, 45, 90 minute presentation. Clear or clear? Okay. If you're clear, and if you hear anything that I say that gives you this aha moment, I just want you to say game in the chat. Game. Like something that you learn new, game. Because now I'm shedding light on a lot of the things that maybe you knew, but really didn't think about it, or someone else told you and you just didn't listen to them. I'm not telling you what I'm thinking or what I thought to be true. I'm telling you what I've been able to do myself. You're talking about building a $28 million and counting 3 years. We're probably over $50 million from me using my voice. That's what I mean by understanding and creating an opportunity. So let's go on to shift number 2. 2. Shift number 2 is all about craft an amazing message or presentation. Craft an amazing message or presentation. Now, when you begin to do this, it is, and I say message, and you'll hear a lot of people say presentation. That's okay. Let's call it a conversation. Like I'm having a conversation, even though I'm teaching right now, but this is a conversation because I want you to do better at this and go even deeper. Okay. And so when you think of shift number 2, this one is all about how do you not just motivate people and take it from motivation to transforming people. One of the things when I see someone on social in their bio and whatever, they say, I'm a motivational speaker, and no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. No, you're more than motivational. It is okay for you to motivate and inspire, but how about you transform people with your story and your message? Crafting an amazing presentation will do that for you. So much so, the next thing an amazing presentation or conversation will do is get you in a room with your ideal clients. I keep going back to that. Even if you don't have a business, if you ever get on a stage and you rock the stage, I always do it. I'm gonna turn this way. I'm like, okay, right? You ever been on a stage and as soon as you're done off the stage, it's not if it happens, it's when it's happened. I wish someone would have told me this when I got started. I remember coming off the stage, I had my mic. It's like I dropped the mic, not really, but I dropped the mic, and all I saw were people doing this. Dr. Sonia, I got questions. This is all I saw. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Hey, do you have a book? Do you have this? I learned my lesson that day. Don't you ever get on a stage and never give people the opportunity to work with you or go beyond the stage. 45 minutes, 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever the case may be, is not enough time. People want more. They want more. So create a message that creates more or allows people to want more from you. Okay. The next thing, when you craft an amazing message and presentation or conversation, share the big picture message. Tell your story. What's your turning point? My turning point that day, as I laid on my suicide couch wanting to take my own life, was no. My thing was, and I don't know about you, and this is not for you to do agree or disagree. For me in my house, I'm a believer. I believe that God put me on this earth for a reason. It wasn't just to suck up air, and it wasn't to be somebody's wife and be my children's mother. We are more than that. I knew it was for me to share a message that helped transform the way business owner and women think about business. There's something you already have on the inside of you. It's just time for you to tap into it, get the framework, package it, and find the right stage and the right people to present it to. Okay? So the bottom line with this, it's just time. It's time for you to really get in this place and stop overthinking this process. Yes, I know many of you have been told, before we go over to shift number 3, many of you have been told, you need to go to Toastmasters. You need to do this. Okay, that's great to help you with your level of confidence. But you know the best way, the very best way for you to get over the fear and your lack of confidence is to get on a stage. To get on a stage like never before. Okay? Right. So going into number 3, shift number 3 is all about getting a proven system to get paid. A proven system to get paid. Proven, not guesswork, but proven. Remember I showed you the picture of the arrow and the gentleman walking up to, I would say, the promised land, increasing your speaker fees, right? That's how I got to getting paid over $356,000. For speaking on a stage from the information that I know. And did I tell you the stage I got on? 1,500, 1,800 people in the room. Less than 3% spoke English. Spanish speaking community, please know this. When you learn that you're not just a speaker, right? It's not what you do, it's who you are. Energy sells, high energy sells, right? They didn't need to understand everything that I said, but it was that's all I kept hearing. Oh my gosh, your energy. Yes, we had translators. Translators tried to keep up with what I was saying in their activity. And so when it came the time to give them the opportunity to go to the next level and beyond the stage, they tore that stage up. Tore it up. And the host was like, what did you just do? I said, this is why I teach this, because there are formulas that I know that I've put into practice for the last decade, that many speakers that have been speaking 10, 15, 20, 30 years ahead of me, and I've graced the stage with many of them. And this is not to brag or boast on myself. This is a skill set that I had to grow into, that I wasn't born with, but I learned. But what I was born with determination. Okay? So you need a proven framework to get booked. All right. And so as you look at this, and again, I said the proven framework, write this down. You ready for it? you have to find the event hosts that are looking for you. They're looking for you. Let me take a sip real quick, okay? Because I've been talking for a moment, and we're going to close out the last two and all of that. I want you to do a search. This is part of your homework. I want you to do a search. Excuse me, not just a search. I want you to write down the top 10 places you want to speak. And I want you to dream big. It scares you. The top 10 stages. Maybe you went to an event before and you want to be on that stage because that's going to be the goal. Every platform I ever said I wanted to speak on, check, check, check. Not just a physical check, right? They paid me to speak, but I've been on those stages. And so I want you to make a list of the top 10 places where you want to speak. And then I want you to go find, this is next, proven strategy to get booked and paid. Then I want you to go find the point of contact. And I want you to send them an email. And the email is going to read, who is in charge of booking speakers for your upcoming event? That's all you're going to say. And wait on responses. Who is in charge? Somebody should have said game on that one. I know, I'll say game for you. Okay? Game. Remember, game is when you learn something maybe you didn't know. And you're like, oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Game. I'm putting you in the game. You don't have to stand on the sideline and watch other people do amazing things. How many of you seen people on the stage? You're like, how did they get up there? How did they, wait. And it's not that they're better than you. It's not that they know more than you. They just had a proven strategy to get on the stage. I just gave you one of the top five. Okay? And so as you look at this, again, use a proven strategy to get booked and paid. Let's move on to number 4. Or before I do that, I guess I'll go ahead and share some real clients, real results before we move on. I want to talk about a client that I have, Daphne. The picture you're going to see, let me make sure they're all up here so you can see them. The picture you're going to see at the far left is her speaking on a stage that I have. I have a high-level mastermind group that I work with, and some of them that are my highest tier get to come to my estate. We go through some training, some one-on-one coaching, and all of that. She was afraid to speak on stages, like many of you right now. When she grabbed the mic, she was so nervous, like, oh my gosh. To this day, she's speaking on some of the biggest stages, getting paid 6 figures, contracts to go speak at corporate America. This is someone who started out, was not a speaker, and was afraid of her own voice. Simply because she said, I'm a Southern girl with a Southern twang from Tennessee. Maybe that's your story. You're nervous because you have a lisp or you stutter or whatever the case may be. So did Daphne. But because of the proven strategies and structure that was given to her, and she implemented them right away, now she's able to charge $5, $10, $15, $100,000 for corporate contracts. Will that be you taking the lessons that you've learned here and moving forward? Okay. And so as you go through this and you begin to see, and now as you see shift 1, 2, and 3, let's tap into, and one of the things I didn't say about Daphne is that she received my $1 million award. $1 million speaking on stages. Anybody want that type of testimonial? You want to get to a place where, okay, Dr. Sonia, I'm writing this down. Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's so good. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. You have to continue the momentum. And with number 4, which is my favorite, number 4 is my favorite. Shift number 4 is in high gear. Shift number 4 is all about create a 6-figure secret weapon. The number 1 secret weapon you need to know about is your story. That's number 1 secret weapon. If you would have asked me, how in the world are you generating millions from speaking on stages? My secret weapon number 1 is my story, right? If you're in an area and you want to speak, and I'm going to just give you a quick list. If you want to speak in the areas about life coaching or relationship coaching, or you want to do career coaching, leadership coaching, parenting, any of those, social media, whatever the case may be, there's so many industries that you can tap into in the speaker industry to really help you craft a 6-figure, use your 6-figure secret weapon, which is your story. Okay. But the other part of the shift number 4 is crafting this six-figure secret weapon is one, you need a premium product or service. Let me put this down because I got to talk with my hands on this. I get excited. Number 4 and 5 just take me to a whole nother level. You have to create a product or a service, a premium. Let me say that. If you are in here and you're listening to me, let me calm down a little bit because I get a little excited when we start talking about the value of you and you're over here playing small when your purpose is too big. One of the things about a premium product or service, don't you dare decide that you're going to take someone's life, their relationships, their business or whatever and charge by the hour. Yeah, I said it. If you are a life coach right now or a relationship coach and you're like, oh yeah, it's $50 an hour. That's what you think of your value. Better yet is the person who's allowing you to charge them that. That's what you think about their relationship. We were just, my husband and I, right? One of the things I didn't share is when I went through that 18-year divorce, it took me 10 years to find love. 10, I said 10, you heard me, 10 years to find love. And when my husband now, Sean, found me, we met on a dating app. That's a whole different teaching for another day. Okay. We met on a dating app. I wasn't thinking about being in a relationship. I was in love with my man. My laptop was my man at that time. We could, if it had some hands, we could have done some things. Right. But I was so into serving other people. I wasn't paying attention. And so the other day we were talking to, a couple, or talking to a person who wants to build out their business. And we were like, oh yeah, we'd be interested. We always want to make sure our marriage is tight, because this is my encore marriage. I don't know about you all, but no one prepared me for an encore marriage, right? It's just different because you're older, I'm wiser. I have less tolerance, right? And so we're talking to a guy, this gentleman who's a counselor, and he says something. And I said, oh, by the way, if I want to refer you to people, what are your fees? And before he said anything, I said, if this guy says his fee is $50 an hour, not, he wasn't a counselor, he was a coach as well. Excuse me, he was shifting over to coaching. That's why we're having a conversation. I said, this guy tells me, Christina, that it's $50 an hour, I'm going to scream. And I'm going to say, get away from me, Satan, get away, right? But luckily he didn't. He did say hourly rates, and that's going to take me into the next. Your secret weapon is for you to go from the one-to-one to the one-to-many. That way you can leverage your time. Everybody say leverage your time. Leveraging your time. There's time is something you can't get back. It's not about the money. It's how much can I do? How much less work can I do and make more money than I ever have? Being 21 years military, before I retired, I was sharing with the generals and the colonels at the tables, like, Stribling, what are you going to do when you retire? And I said, well, really, I want to go to work at 12 and I want to get off at 1 o'clock. Everybody started laughing. They were hysterical. I had a straight face because I was serious. I didn't know much about the industry then, but what I know about it now, if I knew what I know now back then, I would have shared with them. The best thing that you could ever do is learn how to work less and make more. Whether you want to make $1 million a year, you want to generate $1 million every 6 months, you want to have $1 million every 90 days, every month, every week, $1 million day. And I'm sharing this because I've done all of them with the power of speaking. This is why this is the number one career in the world. And now it could be your number one career. Okay. And so as you go through this and you're thinking, I want to do something, and I didn't have it on here. I want you to think about this. Let me go just here real quick. Okay. I want you to think about, there's 2 ways for you to get paid as a speaker. And I kind of talked about it before, but I really want to go into it now. I want you to I want you to write this down. Hopefully you have a sheet of paper. If you're driving, you won't be able to do this. Your speaker fee, let's imagine, is $5,000. Okay? $5,000. Please do not let the little version of you that is sitting on your shoulders, like, nobody's going to pay you that. He's going to pay me $5,000. You will be surprised once you figure out who you are and what you're going to say on these stages. But imagine, okay? And some of you, your speaker fee is already there. If it is, it's time to increase it. Okay? Imagine your speaker fee is $5,000. You commit to finding 2 speaking events a month at $5,000. That's $10,000 a month. Yes or yes? Right? 10,000. Anybody okay with those numbers? Part-time, shall I say, between the full-time job that you have and you finding virtual events or events in your city or in your state, or ones you can speak on the weekend when you can go and be back to work on Monday and you do this on the weekend. Whatever the case, figure it out. This is team figure it out. All right? So you speak twice a month, that's $10,000, but guess what? That's $120,000 a year. Remember, this is to create your six-figure secret weapon. That's $120,000 a year. Game, right? And then you have the premium product or service, as I shared before. Because you've been through this training and you're beginning to understand, you need at least 5. At least you need to sell something. And I would say at a minimum, let's just say it's 3,000. I just want to have this, whether you have a product or service that's 3,000 or not, whatever that is. I want you to imagine that your product or service is $3,000. 3,000, and you find 5 people, you sell 5 units, whatever the case may be, at 3,000. That's $15,000 per speaking event. If you're doing 2 speaking events a month, that's $30,000. So on one hand, your secret weapon is you're speaking on stages and you're getting paid to speak. On the other hand, the other part of the secret weapon is not just you're speaking, you're giving people an opportunity to work with you. Oh, this is so good. I know lights. I know it's good. I know. Some of you can't stay this long. It's like, oh my God, the hour is up and you're way over. No, 60 to 90 minutes. I need you to get this. And those that are serious, like, hey, whatever I got to do, I'm gonna stay here so I can get the rest of this. I'm challenging many of you to make decisions about managing your time. Okay? And so as you look, now you got a premium product or service, you're talking about $30,000 a month. 30,000 times 12 is $360,000 a year, just from speaking on a stage and adding value to the audience and giving them an opportunity to learn more. What's that total? I'll wait for it. $480,000 is game changer. Okay? And so as you think about this and we go into shift number 5, I just want to make sure you understood that the 6-figure secret weapon is a game changer. Now we're going to go into secret number 5, and then I'll make sure you get the bonus and all of that. Okay. Secret number 5 is all about investing in mentorship. Now, some folks are like, well, why do you share this? Are you kidding me? There is no way I would be where I am right now if I didn't have someone help me through this process. I have some of the best coaches, and still at one given time, I normally have at least 3 coaches, whether I have a media coach, social media coach, whatever the case may be, speaking coach, whatever the case. Well, no, I've become the speaking coach now. So, right. Everyone should have a mentor. If you consider yourself a coach or a consultant and you're serving someone else, don't you dare be out here and allow your blind spots to be very open, shall I say. There has to be someone there that is helping you with that. Imagine you driving down the highway, and I know this has happened to me many a times. Has this happened to you? You're driving down the highway, and you got your rear view mirror up, you got your side mirrors, and you put your signal on, and you don't see anything, and you get over it, all of a sudden you hear, You couldn't see them, but you look back. I thought I saw, there was nothing there. It's not that they didn't come out of anywhere. You want to know what happened? It was a blind spot. And many of us have it. You need a mentor. When I realized that Oprah Winfrey herself, and when I met her coach, that she invests $1 million a year, 1 million for one coach to help her with her transitions, her decisions that she makes, her shifts that she's making. I knew if the people of the world like Oprah Winfrey or LeBron James, what I consider one of the number 1 basketball players. Some people say Michael Jordan, whoever you believe, whatever, it's up to you. But when I realized that people that are operating at the highest level still have people helping them with their blind spots, what I realized, there is no way that I'm not going to have one. Okay? Because you can only go as high as what you can see. And many of us can't see beyond the door, the highest part of the door. We can't see beyond the roof, the sky, the heavens. We can't see any of that or where we could potentially be unless there's someone helping us with our blind spot. Please write this down. Mentorship puts the shifts in motion. It puts the shifts in motion. There is no way that you're going to be able to get from shift 1 to shift number 5 if there's no one saying, hey, it's time to shift. Did you hear that roaring in your engine? Okay, that's a shift. Okay, now you're going faster. Okay, shifted in gear number 3. Okay, what do I do next? Okay, get ready. Is the engine's going faster? Okay, 4. There has to be someone leading the way, right? And one of the things that I've learned over the years as I've done this, the average coach, consultant, even a speaker make about $24,000 a year. And the truth be told, that's on the high level. And I'm talking about those who have been out in the industry for years. I am truly grateful for what I've been able to do over the years. Be on some of the biggest stages. And I feel like I'm just getting started. Anybody feel like they're just getting started? And you may be just getting started, but you don't have to look like a newbie, right? And you don't have to do this alone. Without mentorship and a proven system, you just look like another person out there wanting to do a thing. I call them Amadeus. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, but they never do anything. Let's go beyond being an Amadeus and really step into a place where we're doing a thing. And me, myself, someone asked, and I always share this now, I have invested millions upon millions. And to this date right now, probably about 2.5, I would say this year alone, in mentorship and consulting. Because I want to be the best of the best. And to be the best of the best, I need people around me who've done a thing, right? And one thing I know, remember this, write this down as well. You will sell like you buy. Meaning, those of you who have products and services out there right now, and you want to be able to offer your book, your coaching, your consulting, your physical products, whatever the case may be, it is very much determined on how you buy. It's really how you sell. So if I am buying things, I've had a coach, I've invested $1 million in one coach for 1 year. And someone asked, well, what do you get for $1 million? I didn't ask any of that. I knew because I am going to be the number one student. Every coach I ever worked with, I'm going to be their number one student. That's just a competition I have with myself, not with the other people there. And so what I realized, and I'm sharing this with you, not for you to take on and be a baby Dr. Sonia, but I want you to start challenging yourself to do better and be better. And that's all about the mentor that you have. If you have a mentor right now that is allowing you to let yourself off the hook, it's okay. It's all right. No. I always tell people, I don't train ballerinas, not the physical ballerina. You know what I'm talking about. I can't do it. My knees are bad. But not the physical ballerina, but the ones who think everything should be handed to them. I don't train ballerinas and princesses. I only train warriors. And this is women that are warring for the voice that they want to have out there, to be heard, to be seen, and definitely to get paid. Okay? And so as we go through this, real client, real results. 10 speaking events after going through some training with me and my team. I've had clients show up for some training and get their very first, within 1 day, get their very first $10,000 speaking event. It was game changer. And I sit back and I'm like, what? Wait, how? It's because now I'm being introduced to people who like to put in the work like you. And not just sitting back, well, I'm going to take some copious notes and it's just going to go apply this. But they're like, no, I really want to do this. All right. And so it's really looking at all of this. And so we've discussed, right, how to understand opportunities and really identifying them, not just waiting for them, but creating them. We've also talked about crafting an amazing presentation and a story at the next level. We've talked about use a proven system to get paid. I even put in there the different levels of speakers or the different levels of speaking that you can do. We talked about shift number 4, how to create your 6-figure secret weapon, which is your voice, your story, right? And understanding how many speaking events do I need to do a month, giving you an idea of to work toward that fee. And if you're already at that fee, it's time to increase it, right? It's not like you need to be on all stages. Okay. And then number 5 is investing in mentorship. Invest in mentorship, because if not, you're just going to be another speaker out there, right? And again, we're talking about $24,000 average a year as a speaker. Absolutely not. Now, I know some of you are like, is that USD or is that pounds or is that CAD? Really? You decide which one it is. but decide that that's not going to be you. There's a difference in speakers. There are ordinary speakers and then there are extraordinary speakers. And it's not based on how well they speak on stage. You don't have to be the best speaker, but you do have to have a proven framework to follow. And so you have a choice. You have a choice going through this process of where you really want to be. Truth be told, can I help? Is it okay if I continue to help you, right, through this process and help you really accelerate your speaking career? Instead of just sitting back thinking, well, Dr. Sonia, it's not that serious. It really is that serious. At this point, the world is in disarray, and we need more voices like you than ever before. Okay? And so what I would say, there are 3 methods of building a speaking business and why most women are stuck doing the wrong ones. Is it okay if I show you those 3 really quickly? Yes, yes, yes. One of the things that I realized in here is with these methods is method number 1. It is what we call the traditional way of speaking. And the traditional pathway of speaking is frustrating. It's the speaking for free and hoping someone pays you. It is hoping someone notices you, hoping someone, finds you and they pick you up, find you, they go in your DM and say, hey, I want you to speak. That's a hustle. Been there, done that, hated it, right? And most speakers like you right now are burnt out because you're wondering, will you ever get paid or will you ever get noticed? So that's method number 1. And it is very frustrating. And then we have method number 2 is the expert way. Oh my goodness. Even though it is absolutely necessary for you to have a social media presence, it's free. Everybody say free. Social media is free. Can you imagine doing a video and going viral, right? Just in your video and people start finding you and they start purchasing your books because you put in the work and you begin to build a brand, build a huge following. Yeah, it's the expert way, but it really is a slow pace. What's so great about this, if you get on the right stage, you go from being 0 or not having anyone know who you are to this room full of people knowing who you are and you being able to generate a level of income in that room once you understand what the strategy looks like. And then there's number 3. I call this is my favorite. This is what I call the Women Speak and Grow Rich system. And the reason why I would say gave it this birth name is because this is what I went through to be able to speak and grow rich. And I hear a lot of men like, well, do you not train men? Absolutely. But my heart after women, because I know the frustrations that you have. I know the struggle that you have, questioning yourself. Are you good enough? And it's like since the age of 2 years old, you've been in a place where you've had to take care of somebody else. And now it's your turn. Now is your turn to have a proven system of speaking and growing rich. Who am I talking to? Like you're at this place, like you don't want any more questions about anything. You want facts. You want factual things. This is where you begin in this Women Speak and Grow Rich system in the proven framework. You begin to tell your authentic story, right? You begin to have premium packaging for your course or your training. And you begin to become the expert and the authority in your field. People are looking for you right now, but they just can't find you. So let's say if all I did was help you find your voice, break through what you have going on right now. If that's all I did was help you recognize who you are, what you've been called to do, how you say it, and what you say, would that be beneficial to you? Would that be beneficial? I love this pink lipstick. I don't know. I get distracted every time I see this slide. But it just reminds me of almost a decade ago when I got started. I was afraid of my own voice. I didn't even like to listen to myself. My team would say, hey, listen to this. Now, yep, I can listen. Okay, on most things, 98% of the things, I can listen back because I know I'm saying something that someone needs to hear. Okay? Those of you that are here in the room with me right now, do you feel like this? The woman in the box where she's trapped and she can't get out because you're on this hamster wheel in corporate America or whatever hamster wheel you've been in all these years? Or are you the woman sitting there daydreaming about the life that you want and the stories you want to tell on stage? Is that you? Which one are you? Are you both? Because if you are, I'm going to challenge you to get the heck, I'm going to say hell. Okay, let's say get the hell out of those boxes. Stop daydreaming and stop wondering if it's your time, and really begin to not just almost get across the stage. I'm coming. Whew, I'm going to get there. It's coming. And every single time you miss the mark. You miss the mark. You're almost there. Got a new speaking topic. I almost made it. Oh, I got another coach. You're going to help me do this. I almost got there. Let's stop attempting to get across and go all the way to the other side so you can begin the journey of gracing the stage. There's a room right now, people wanting to hear your message and your story. So you can not just be a motivational, inspirational speaker. And I don't care if it's corporate America. I don't care if it's a lecture. I don't care if it's podcast, TED Talks, whatever the case may be. Speaking is not what you do, it's who you are on every platform. Okay. Now you've seen the 5 shifts. I know many of you feel the call because you've been here. And now it's time to take the leap, and not the leap where you go halfway across, but you jump on the other side. And what does that look like? Do you believe, or do you think you would benefit if you got a proven roadmap? I'll wait for it. Do you believe that if you got the proven roadmap, you can go find those speaking opportunities, have the confidence to say what needs to be said, and negotiate? Oh my gosh, the power of negotiation is a game changer. Do you think you would benefit from someone handing you the playbook? Okay, this is what you say on the call. This is what you say in an email. This is what you say on stage. This is a framework you follow. This is how you present your speaking proposal to people. And this is how you sell from the stage. Would you be beneficial? Would it be beneficial if you got a roadmap? So if the answer is yes, give me 5 minutes. Let me walk you through how I'm able to help you get to the next level of speaking. I love it. Somebody said, hell yes. I'm with you on that one, because that's what it feels like right now. I refuse. Christina and I, we said we refuse to allow you all to get on these stages and not know what to say. And you share your testimony. This is not church time. Okay. Testimonial. Yeah. How about you share a story at a high level that your story has been packaged into a message that people beg to want to be a part of your journey or your ecosystem or your community? How about that? And so what I would really say, it is just created this way of really helping you get to a place where you can create opportunities for other people. And I created this very special opportunity to help you have more success and to get there faster and with ease. And this is not for everyone. I completely understand that. I know some of you listen all the way through, but you're still questioning who you are. This is not for the woman who's questioning who she is. This is the woman who is determined to become the woman she needs to be able to do a thing, an amazing thing. My saying, if you did not come from a wealthy family, allow a wealthy family to come from you. It's not just financial wealth, spiritual, emotional, relational, and financial wealth. And so there's a time for us to do a thing. And so when you look at this, I want you to really think about, I know you need a blueprint. If so, say me. I know that's what's needed. Been in the trenches, been watching this, been doing it, and have trained over 500,000 women to do a thing. And so again, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. And speaking changes every single day. But what if you had someone that is not just teaching it, but you get to watch them do it, and they show you their proven frameworks? Okay. I know you need a strategy. I know there are 3 things that you're missing. Number 1 is a strategy. I know you're missing structure, and I know you're missing the system, simply because the world of speaking, I wouldn't say it's oversaturated, but it is oversaturated with speakers who are ordinary speakers and not extraordinary speakers. That's why I'm here, to really get you to a place where you can be better. So again, the strategy, structure, and the system. And that if that is you and you need that blueprint, you need that strategy, you need that structure, and you need that system, I want to introduce you to something. It's what I call Women Speak and Grow Rich platform or training. I took a decade of the training that I've done and I packaged it to give it to you so you can access it forever, ever, as they say. as a home study course where you get to go through the frameworks that I use to help you prepare your table at a live event, to help you think about how do you pitch yourself, to help you create the brand and everything else that goes along with it. This is speaking not one-on-one, this is speaking 7.0. And all of the problems. So I'm going to go through these problems relatively quickly because I know many of you are at this place as we begin to close out here. The problem, many of you are overwhelmed. And how the home study course solves that is really help you give you the blueprint and the strategy that you need and give you my templates. That's one of the things I didn't mention. Would anyone like to have my templates of how do you build out your speaking topic? How about my template of helping you identify the speaking platforms you want to speak and be able to track them? How about my template of what to say? Yet again, I keep going back to that because many people get stuck at what to say. Would that be beneficial to you? Another problem that I know, real problems that real speakers have, it is the simple fact that there's no clear speaking niche that's out there, right? You're trying to figure out where do you decide to speak. Well, I work through this and I'm going to give you the layout of the different industries you can choose from. And also which one works best for your story and the message you want to create and help you create that message as well. Right? And that's how the home study course solves that problem. And it gives you my P3 strategy to choose and redefine or refine your topic. If you have a lot of topics, allow me to help you walk through that process. Okay. And then the next thing, real problems that speakers have is struggling to get paid speaking events. And even if you decide to continue doing it for free, we're going to learn how to write our own check. Write our own check. We're no longer waiting on someone to ask us or invite us to the table. We're pulling up the biggest chair. And if they don't invite us, guess what? We're going to create our own table. I can't wait to get to that part. This is where the home study course helps you craft your powerful signature talk. I love that. If you want to ask what's my jam, it's creating powerful talks, right? But it also, I give you my plug and play templates to be able to do that. So you're not trying to figure all this stuff out on your own. I don't want you to do this alone anymore. That's how much Christina and I care about where you're going. And again, this is not for everybody. This is not for the ones who want to rub the genie. I want 3 wishes. No, this is from, I don't need a genie. I need you to show me what I need to do once you hold my hand and I'm going to do it, right? The real problem most speakers face is no framework to follow, right? The home study course actually gives you that. And this helps you become the go-to expert in your industry and to attract paid speaking opportunities and clients, your next level clients, right? This also, many speakers don't have a speaker website. I get it, but I really want you to start looking at what does that look like? Better yet, can I show you mine? So you know what exactly to do and what to put on your speaker website. So the next time somebody invites you to speak and they ask you, hey, can you show me some of your content? Hey, can I see your website? And you're like, what? What are they talking about? You won't have those questions anymore because I'm going to walk you hand in hand, step by step on how that is done. That's how the home study course solved that problem. You get my you get my $1 million brand guide. I have built a $1 million brand and helped thousands create one and the same. This is how you go from zero or charging zero to having a 5, 6, 7-figure business. Okay. Right? The real problem that many face here as I close this out, not sure how to convert audiences into clients. I want to give you my sales training. We call it cash flow formula for for speakers, and also how to say and offer and close with confidence. Okay. Real clients, real testimonials here. After joining Dr. Sonia's program, I secured 10 speaking opportunities, again, in one setting. Okay. From speaking for free, now getting paid, and me providing a framework with the Women Speak and Grow Rich proven system. Okay. Again, just in weeks, this is what you're going to learn how to do as I close. And then I'm going to make sure you get your Speak Your Way to Millions guide, right? Pick the right industry is what we're going to walk through. How to position yourself, your signature talk, and pitch like a pro is involved in the home study course. And again, you get to access it at any time. It's going to be yours to keep forever. You're also going to get how to learn how to build your side business of speaking. You're going to get my contracts. You're going to get my invoicing. You're going to get all of those things so you know what to do as a speaker. No more questioning. What I love about this, some of you are going to go through an interview process, not with me, but those event hosts out there, my clients that come back like, oh my God, you prepared me for that. It may be 5 or 10 other people. And they say, I stood out. You told me how to ask the questions they would possibly ask. I learned how to answer them in real time. It's game changer. This is what I wish I knew a decade ago in this speaking career. And there's so much more that's there. You're going to be able to find and book paid speaking opportunities with confidence. And again, what to say and how to turn your voice into consistent cash flow. Anybody ready to give their story a voice and a bank account? Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. Anybody out there ready to give their story a voice and a bank account? Just say me, because it's time. Matter of fact, it's overdue. So here's everything you get. All right, I'll go through these really quickly. You get Women Speaking Grow Rich Home Study Course. You're going to get the plug and play templates and website examples. You're going to get my $1 Million Brand Guide for coaches and speakers. You're going to get my cash flow formula for speakers. Okay. You're also going to get the implementation workbook where you can walk through this where I get to walk through this hand in hand. I even put the value because sometimes people don't understand. I invested hundreds of thousands of dollars so you don't have to. Okay. And so you get my speaker checklist on top of the free gift you're going to get today. You're going to get the private community where you get to engage with other like-minded people. And one of the things that I'm realizing that's happening in the community, there are people hosting their events and they're looking for speakers. And guess where they come? They always come to Dr. Sonia. Hey, you got any speakers? And if I know who you are and what you speak about, guess what? Yep, I want to refer Nancy. Nancy does this, this, and this. So yeah, she would be great for this. And then a community in itself where you be able to find speaking opportunities and connect with like-minded individuals and women in that community. You're going to get the behind-the-scenes revenue secret sessions that we have. And we got some more bonuses. I'm trying to get to this really quickly. I want to give you, as for you showing up today, and for those of you say yes to your next level, I want to give you the opportunity to spend 4 days with me. Well, not only am I going to give you the home study course, I want to take a couple of days and walk you through the process where you get to implement it in real time. What do I mean by that? It's not just you watching, and you can watch, the home study course at any time, but I want to invite you into a space virtually, wherever you are in the world, for you to show up and go through this training. And I'm going to help you unlock the things that have been stuck or help you get to the level where you want to go to. And it's my 4-day virtual event that comes along with this. And it's called Women Speaking Grow Rich. Okay. And so the value of this, just know this is not my price. Just repeat after me. That's not my price. $47.76 if I sold them separately, which I had. This is Kaylee saying, I got my first speaking event in one day of attending the Women Speaking Grow Rich training. One day. Never been paid $10K before, but because of the strategies and the secrets and the systems that I help you put in place, she got her first event. Extra bonus, speaking on other people's stages gets you seen, but creating your own stage. So I want to throw in as an additional bonus, it is my program, my course of Events to Millions. Anybody ever wanted to host their own virtual or live event? Guess what? I'm going to give you my training where I generated 2.9 million in one day from an event. Yes, I said 2.9 in one day. And I'm going to give you the formula for that. So you get my proven framework, how to scale your virtual and live events, business model, how to attract clients, the process that you need to go through to get them into the room, how to create impact that turns into income, and learn how to structure your offer for maximum credibility, okay, and profit, and becoming the go-to person. So guess what that is? You're going to get what we call my power bundle. So you're going to get Women Speaking Grow Rich Home Study course that includes a live virtual training, and you're going to get my Event Mastery Secrets course, where you can not only just rock other people's stages, but you get to speak on your own stage. Okay. And so looking at that game changer, again, this is time to leverage what your voice and your story. And this looks like, you ready for it? I already showed you this. Here's everything you get. Again, the value, and then plus you get event mastery secrets. You get the ultimate blueprint. You're going to get the events to millions training. So I'm going to walk you through how to host your own virtual events. I consider myself the queen of events. I think we're probably at 300 virtual events in itself. And that in itself probably has generated over 15 million, not including the additional 28 million. Okay. All right. And so then you go into this space, the marketing. I'm going to show you how to market and message your platforms, not just to speaking, but for events. And then that's a value of over $4,400 in itself. And so if you looked at all of this together, you're talking about over 9,000. Don't worry, that's not your price. I asked Christina, can I give you all a hookup? Is that okay? Can I give you a hookup? I hope that's all right as we begin to close out here. And again, if all I did was just help you become the woman you've been born to be and learn how to do a thing so you can serve people to the next level, would be great. So looking at this, you know, for everyone outside this workshop, this is what the investment I normally have them do is almost $2,000. That is not even your investment today, but you will get the power bundle for only $997. I just gave you the estate and the mansions and all of that in one, right? There is a link. My team is going to put it in the chat as well. It's speakyourwaytomillions.com/WHWE. Again, WHWE for you to go ahead and secure your spot, right? And as soon as you secure your spot, it'll give you all the details. Then someone from my team, to make sure you get access, right? Someone from my team is going to reach out to you, or better yet, you'll go through the process and then you go ahead and book a quick 15-minute call. It's just to get you acclimated to the platform and to get you registered for the 4-day events, because you're going to get VIP access to it, right? Where you get to ask me questions in real time. This is not pre-recorded. It is in real time where I'm there. I was going to say face to face, at least on the camera. Okay. All right. And so again, who is this for? It's for the coaches and speakers that want to scale. If you're just getting started in your speaking career, great. If you're an aspiring speaker, that's fine. If you are in a place where you've already begun to speak, but you're not getting paid your worth, is for you as well. And if you're an experienced speaker and you want to go beyond the 6 and 7 figures that you're making, right? But you want to go beyond the stage and you've hit a cap, it's that time. Now you have a choice. You can become a next level speaker, have a next level speaker career, or you can do the old version of you. Yay, you did it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So as promised, I want to make sure you get your free gift. So go over to speakyourwaytomillions.com. They're going to post that in the chat as well. Speakyourwaytomillions.com to get your gift. Speakyourwaytomillions.com/free-gift. Women, speak your way to millions. Women, speak your way to millions. Woo, after an hour and a half, I think I'm tongue tied right now. Okay. Speakyourwaytomillions.com/free-gift to get your free gift. Download it right away. And there's some extra bonuses in there as well. So what I like to do, Christina, if you want, I can go into Q&A. They can ask questions, whatever the case may be. And I'll just say, thank you so much for having me here today. I hope this helps you do a thing. Don't sit on this, right? Don't sit around and just wait. The time is now. Okay. All right, Christina, over to you. Whatever it is that you want to do next, I'm all for it.
I mean, I'm sure you guys have a lot of comments. First of all, that was absolutely amazing. I was taking notes. I absolutely love it. And that's such an amazing deal. Here, this is the correct link, because the HTTPA was going up. I just pinned this on top here. Should be, is that even clickable? Gosh. If you don't put the HTTPS on it, I think it's not going to show up. Let me see if I can just get this. Let me pin this one up. I think this comment will be better. Okay. But guys, take advantage of this because it's an amazing deal and you're just going to love it. But who has a question? I know you guys must be itching to ask Sonia a question. So let me check here and I can bring up your question and let me see and fix this here. Let me show this one instead. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's see. I know this is like flooded here with all these. Okay, so raise your hand if you have a question for Dr. Sonia. Let's see. Let me just go through here and
Hey,
see.
no problem. No harm, no foul. I just wanted to make sure I give them just a
A
little
little bit of delay on the time they put it. Time is it? I'm just going to check. I'm going to check the thing. If I see any questions, I'm going to look through because I put so many comments in here. I think I flooded this with because it's showing from the live streaming too.
Okay.
I don't see any questions, but okay. And the link. So the link to, did we give the link for the gift?
Yes.
Everybody paid. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, there she is. Do you have a question? Okay. Hey, Rena, do you got a question for Dr. Sonia? Just put it in the comments. Let me see, because I just, let me see. Jasmine. Okay, yes. Okay, so Jasmine, click here to get your free gift. So just look for Jasmine B's comment in here. Okay. Irina wants to know, when is the 4-day live event? And I can't hear you for a second.
Oh, no, we were clicking to make sure. I want to see if the link's going to work because I want to make sure it is working here. Yep, it works. Okay. And so one of the 4-day event is coming up here soon next week. And if you can't, what I will do for your community is to allow them to attend the next one. If they can do that. Right. But it would be best because the next one that's coming up sooner is next week, and you will get the opportunity to ask the questions. We go through the training. But if you can't make it live, and that's for only the ones that are here live, if you're watching this in the replay, that is not the case. Right. It is, you get to come to this one, and the next one probably won't be for another 30, 60 days, though. That's the thing.
Okay, a couple more questions. Okay, so Jasmine B, can you put the links with the HTTPS? Because without that, they're not able to access the link. It's not clicking through. Okay.
And so is that for the free gift? Is that for the free gift?
Free gift, yes. And then Jennifer wants to know if there's any payment plans available.
No, not on this one, Jennifer. If I may, Christina, I know many people are very new to the process that we go through on this, because it's already discounted from the $9,000 to come to, what is that, 10% of that? That is a one-time payment. A one-time payment to have lifetime access to the training in itself. So there's no payment plan for the 997. But this is what I will say to Jennifer and everyone else in there. Let's get to a place where, especially as we're building our business, let's get to a place where an investment, I would say only for that 997. And this is not for me to get in anybody's pocketbook, right? It is not. But one of the things that I learned, Christina, and someone shared this with me, if I make the sacrifice to do this now, when I put in the work, if I got one speaking opportunity for $1,000, it pays for what I invested to learn how to do it. And guess what I still have? I still have the training. I still have the knowledge. And so I'm going to do a one-time investment of 997 to get to a place where I'm making 5, 6, 7 figures. So that's the mindset shift that I would love to share with her and everyone else that's in here. So if that is a concern, the only thing I can tell you, go talk to someone so you can borrow. That's the biggest thing. Because that's,
and you know what, Sonia, I wanted to put something in there. When I started out, 20 years ago, I was a single mom with 4 kids. And what I did to get Frank Kern's program changed my life. It was $2,000. This is back 2007, right? Mm-hmm. And I just the year before got into online marketing, and my mother put it on her credit card for me.
Wow.
Okay. That changed my business, my life. I learned how to write copy. I remember there was several courses where I actually got these little mini loans, PayPal credit for $99.7. Just brings back memories because I had to find a way. But, listen, it only works if you work. So anything you buy, I just want everybody to be clear about this. Yeah. You guys who buy things and don't do them, that's not going to work. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
When I got that course from Frank Kern, I actually sat down and I freaking did it, and it changed my life. So this is what I want everybody to clear on, because I see too many people buying stuff and then they don't do it, and you can't do that. Then you're going to be a bit bitter and you're going to say, oh, nothing works. It'll work. You work.
And one of the other things, Christina, in there, that is one of the reasons why I created the Home Study course where they have it. But then at the same time, we do live implementation, where those who may have been like me when I got started, I got all this stuff. But someone who says, okay, hey, you got the training, you can go back and watch that. But how about I help you unpack it? How about I answer those questions? Because there's nowhere where my clients are investing $150,000 to work with me one-on-one, but I get the opportunity to serve those who show up for something like this, even at this level, for them to learn how it's done. So one of the biggest things why the home study course has more of an implementation feel to it, because most people won't do that. Here you go out here and do it by yourself. I said, no, I wanted to take those who invest in themselves with the home study course, bring them into a 4-day event, answer the questions, walk them through, and help them implement from their message to what they're going to learn over those 4 days. And my goal at the end, when they're done, they get to walk away with their speaker kit, those things already in place, and they're off to the races and get their first or their next speaking event.
It's amazing. I love that, because then you're in the live implementation. You're going to get things done in real time, which is amazing. And it's kind of funny as your career and your business grows, how you invest. And both of us invest in very high level masterminds. I know you. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you want to tell them how much you spent with Myron Golden and Russell and me. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, but now but it's interesting how you grow with it. And you're always investing, no matter how much money you make more money because you're just putting more money investing. If you stop investing in yourself, that's when you stop learning and you stop growing. So I believe in that.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing the levels that I've had $1 million coach. I've invested $3,000. I've had coaches for 150. And at the beginning, years ago, if someone would have said that, I'm like, there is no way. Are you crazy? But then what I realized, I began to take on this model. I've fallen in love with investing in myself. And when I say fallen in love with investing in myself, my goal is when I do invest, that for me to do the work, and so I can get 10x on the return. And everything I've ever invested at, I've always got a return. Always gotten a return.
You did the work. Yeah,
absolutely. Whether it was monetary or I got more information or knowledge or the foundation or whatever the case. So yeah, matter of fact, I'm looking for my next level coach. And if it's $1 million and it's going to help me be better, absolutely. Especially if we have this thought process, if we want to be a beast in our industry. And because I want to be the best of the best, I want to become the go-to person. And in order for me to do that, I need to make sure I sharpen the things that may not be as sharp as I want. I need to have more visibility. I need a brand. I need all of those things. And I'm just committed to it. It's not even just a commitment now, it's making a decision. So I decided, just that simple. I didn't want to be ordinary. I wanted to be extraordinary.
I love that. And it's so true. I love it. So let me just scan for some more comments here. Okay. So the link, people are asking again for the gift. If you look, Jasmine's been dropping the gift link. It should, okay. She definitely should work. I know Rena had a question. How did you find opportunities in your niche?
It was just more of the framework that I shared earlier, and I'm not sure if she was here.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the training that I teach is how to find those. And that's one of the biggest dilemmas, Christina, that we have as speakers, or most women have as speakers, or speakers, period, trying to find the platforms that are looking for them. That's number one, right? Number two is what to say when we find them. The first one is finding them. There are more speaking opportunities. We did some research. I've trained my team to do it, to find me speaking opportunities. And I don't speak on every stage anymore. Right? There's so many opportunities. And that's one of the reasons why Women Speak and Grow Rich, the platform exists, the home study course, to show you exactly how to find those events, how to do the research, because you could go down this whole rabbit hole. I don't want you to do that. And so how did I do it? It was me sitting down months and years of strategy. And I'll add this in, and I didn't say it. Many people want to go get a speakers bureau and all of that. I've worked with them. And at one point, it's so funny. At one point, Christina, I did a little competition. I said, the speakers bureau that I have that is helping me get on stages, which I didn't stay with them very long, because they had me with an Anyanla, they had me with Les Brown. And of course, they had years of experience and visibility than I did. And that was my limited thinking at that time. But I was like, okay, they're putting me out there with the same platforms as they are. And you don't know what they're really pitching you for, because they don't tell you until you get booked. And I said, let me do it at the same time. So my team and I did a competition in 6 months. I got myself booked on more stages than a speakers bureau could ever do. One, because I knew my message. Two, I knew how to go find those opportunities. And plus, I didn't have to give a speakers bureau 30% of what I was paid. I got to keep it all. And so that's the reason why, again, Women Speak and Grow Rich really helps sit down and shows you. And once you learn it, it's off to the races.
Amazing. Okay, I have another question. Will this be a place for the aspiring speaker on a passion? So I'm not really sure what that means, but
Well, I think I know. She said, will this be because I really don't want, this is what I heard her say.
okay.
I really don't want to get paid to speak, but I want to get started because it's a passion of mine. And I have a passion to speak about a couple of things. And I don't know if I want to get paid. I don't know if I can. So I would speak to that person. I want to have a conversation with the few. What's her name again, Christina?
This is Nancy Stefano. I'm gonna Faglilio.
Okay, Nancy, I think I called your name earlier. So Nancy, let me say this to you. If that is to be true, I want you to remember this. Your passion is for you. Your passion is for you, but your purpose is for other people. The passion that you have to do something is great. I'm not saying don't do it, but your purpose is for other people to help them and serve them. Even though now you may not be able to see that you could get paid for something like this, but if you learn the framework, if you learn the strategy, if you learn the structure, you will be surprised at how you can begin to get paid for something that you thought was just a passion, but is really your purpose. And that just kind of shares with me there may be a lack of confidence. That's if I'm on the right track with what you're saying. If that is off, hey, I'll be the first one. It's like, nope, that's not what she was talking about. But more than likely, Christina, when you read that, I heard her say, well, it's not really for me to start a business or anything. Ma'am, why not? At least do what you love and get paid for it.
Exactly. We have another one. Now, I'm probably going to botch the pronunciation. Quiana, I hope that's right, Turner says, my entrepreneurial journey is inspirational. I've shared on a few stages. How can I expand on this? How do I know if my story is worth telling?
Great question. I love it. So let me say this to you. I am 1,000% sure your story is worth telling. 1,000%. Simple fact, because you have a story. Now, what is going to be the delayed factor? What may be the thing that keeps you stagnant or stuck is whether you believe it or not. And so one of the things that has to take place is for you to begin to get in the environments, someone to be around you to help you with your level of confidence about your story. When you said that, Christina, it was like, I remember that was me. Like, who's going to listen to me? Oh my God, I had a child at 15 years old and this and I feel guilty and I feel ashamed. And what I will say to you is, you have a story. We just need to help you get into the rooms with the people who want to hear the story. But it's not just a story. Your story gets you in the room. Your message gets you paid.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. And Nancy, who we were just talking about, she said she signed up. So you're going to have plenty of time to work. She loves to speak on what I'm passionate about. And she helps a lot of people instinctively. And she's present at work. And she did say that she signed up. So she's going to be in there, which is amazing. And she's going to get all the help from you. And it's going to be great. Scarlett says, thank you for the gift. It's a no-brainer. It looks amazing. I'm already on a speaker course and paid 10 times more than this. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel this is equal to it or even better. Go for it, ladies. I think we can agree Dr. Sonia is on it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to work. I mean, this is Superwoman here. So you see her. I mean, if anybody you want to learn how to speak, this is who you, and this is an amazing opportunity at a very low cost, especially having that 4-day live. I mean, that's like.
Yeah, I know I'm giving it away, Christina. I want to, and someone asked me, why would you do this? I want to see more women on stage, because if it was a money grab, 10,000, 20, 15, 25,000, what my inner circles clients invest, it's a no-brainer, right? But I said, I want to give more women the opportunity, whether they're just getting started or they're just trying to figure things out, but they know they've been called. The biggest thing we've got to figure out, what is the story you want to share? Go from the story. What is the message that you can create from that story? And how can you package that to get in front of more people and do what you love and still get paid for it? If that's the only formula I gave women, some are just going to freak out. Well, no, I don't want to get paid. Well, how much of my story? And so all those questions that they have, again, this is why I created the Home Study course and the training. This, again, it could be easily $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, because
absolutely. To get your time. I mean, we were having a conversation in Mexico, about the VIP days, and she's got VIP days that are $100,000 for the day. I mean, you mastermind in jets with people, and you're
Yes.
getting there for 4 days. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to
it's
be heading
pretty
to.
good deal.
It is. And I was like, oh, so what do I give Christina's community? What do I give, the women? But some won't see the value. And I'll end with this and be done and let everyone go on their merry way. I realize some won't do it because they're going to be sitting back looking at a dollar amount. And I'm going to say what someone said to me 10 years ago when I was broke, busted, and disgusted. And my first investment was like you borrowed your mom's credit card. I borrowed my sister's credit card for $250. I was so embarrassed. I was just trying to figure out how to do a thing. And she and I laugh about it now. But then the first high level investment I made was $25,000 that I did not have. I didn't have. And I said, I'm gonna have to do something strange for some change. Okay. That was
strange for change. I love it.
Yeah, it was just sell clothes. But what I realized, I just needed the training. I need somebody to hold my hand and do it. And so I just thought, what a fraction of a cost to help a woman at least tap into this. Those who understand the value of not what the program is, but the value of themselves, game changer for sure. And especially someone is not guessing, I'm actually doing the work. Matter of fact, Christine, we're about to go to Canada. I have 2 big speaking events there. And I'm like, life is great. I'm doing what I love and I get to serve women along the way.
So I love it so much. And Quiana is in. She is in. Yay. Okay. I'm so excited for that. And just quickly, we'll leave. I know we've been on a long time now, but I know there was, I just saw another question. Are you going to do this kind of event again? Right now, it's impossible for me.
Okay. You don't even have to say the person's name. So I want to speak to I am the coach that speaks to the future version of a person.
I love that.
Because I've been through bankruptcy. That's some of the part that I didn't share. I lost everything. And so now people think, well, you could say that because of that. It wasn't always the case. Broke, busted, and disgusted was my middle name. Ooh. And so when we say impossible, I would be very leery of saying words like that.
Yeah.
Right? Very leery, because you begin to attract what you're saying. Right. And so, okay, let me go. This is called Figure It Out Team. Right. Mm-hmm. And so when people ask me, am I going to do it again? The biggest thing is, will you be here to do it? That's the question. I just watched, we all know, I call him Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner, who just lost his life. He was my age. He was 54 years old, lived in Atlanta. He and his daughter are out. And I know I'm bringing this up now. And you're like, what does this have to do with anything? He probably had planned to do something on Monday, but he didn't get a chance to do it. And so what I'm saying, and I hear my heart, right? I know sometimes I have my tough love kind of hits hard, but I'm ripping Band-Aids off of things that need to heal. And one of the things I would say to you or anyone else is, when we begin to look at, well, I'll do it later. Number one, tomorrow's not promised. Number two, I cannot promise that it'll be at this price point or at this level and you get all these bonuses. If it's here, great. If it's not, great. But one thing I know, getting the opportunity to help over 500,000 women, most people who say they're coming back, 99.9.6.8% don't come back because life is in the way. And it's designed that way.
Yeah. And that's so true. It's like, do you believe in you? I mean, this is what I feel like. A lot of times we say something's impossible. First of all, like you said, watch what you say. Like, never speak the words about being broke or anything, because it is true. What you speak, speak and think manifests. Yeah. And so you want to come from a different mindset. But when, I think there's like probably a lot of you have a fear in the back of the head. Well, what if I invest in this or I find a way and then I don't do it and I don't make the money, and like that little nagging voice. So you really have to go all in and then push yourself and say, I am the type of person, your future self, my future self has completed this course or done the thing and is now making money on stages and step into the habits. Mm-hmm. And what does your future self look like? What kind of person? How does that person speak? How does that person act? What time do they get up in the morning? Are they working out? Are they practicing? Are they watching the videos? Are they implementing? You have to step into that person now to get what you want.
And Christina, a lot of people just give you a course and they just like, okay, go do it. And I know probably 85% of them are not going to do it. I know that. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Yes, because we want to like come to your door and knock on your door.
Yeah, come help me.
Watch the trainings. You didn't watch the trainings. You say this doesn't work, but okay, but you haven't watched anything. You haven't done it.
Now the implementation part of it really walks them through that, and so that I was very keen on that. Of okay, they have the home study course. You can go look at it. If you can't make it live, okay, just and I make it very simple. I am a simple person. Do not let the PhD fool you. I like simplicity. I like structure. Do this, do that, do that, do that. Make it simple. That's who I am. This should not be complicated, and it should just be me.
It's so funny because I have a good friend of mine who's very successful. And she said when she first started out, she bought someone's high ticket program and she just did exactly what they said, didn't get distracted. And she made $1 million. Like she didn't. And it's so funny because a lot of us will go buy things and then we're like, that's shiny object and that's shiny object. And we don't do what we just bought and we don't implement. Who's guilty of that, right? We're all probably guilty. And like you said, it's simple. If you just put the blinders on and immerse yourself and just follow exactly what somebody's made $28 million tells you to do, that's it. But it's simple, but yet we complicate it. And I'm not mocking because I've done the same thing in my past, things. Oh my God, I'm going to get to it later. Oh gosh, I got to watch that video. I didn't watch it. And then, it's a shiny object syndrome. So yeah, I definitely think that if you just hone in, if you really want it, you'll do it. And so she says, this is not about fear, just about resources right now. Thank you. And another question of when is, I think you answered that before, but when is a live day event? I would like to make sure I can attend.
Yeah, it is next week. You'll get all the details once you secure your spot. Again, make sure you book your call. Bernard will be the person on the phone. He will go ahead and give you access to the training. You can start right away, and he's going to give you the dates. All you have to do is just RSVP. They'll start sending you the email so you can get ready for next week. And again, for this group and this group only while they're live, that if you can't make it this time, but you're going to have to wait a couple of months before the next one. That's the only problem. That's why I said, okay, Christina, let's do it now. They can get access to the training. And can you imagine a week from now, right? A week or 2 weeks from now that you're on stages and you just got started. And so that's the whole reason of sign up today, register today, and then begin the training next week. Okay.
Yes. And whether you thank you so much for this. This has been amazing. And whether you sign up or if you just can't do it, this has been amazing. And you've got the free resource as well. And just have some takeaways too, really think about what we're talking about too. So like if you've been guilty of the shiny object syndrome, dust off some stuff you already have, but do something to step into that future self of you. And hopefully you will grab this because it's an amazing deal. And we're so thrilled that you stayed with us here. Irina says, sorry, book the call for, and I'm not sure what that means.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah. And then Veronica, I'm not able to participate this time. Coming back to my business, I'm taking 6 months off, doesn't have the resources right now. Listen, that's okay. If you can't do it right now, it's not going to, if you have to pay more later, then that's what you do, but, you got this training, which is so valuable. And we're so excited that you came today. And this replay will be available. Oops. Okay, so here, I don't know how I just put this up on the stage. Sure. Okay, wow, that's amazing. Oh, look at this. And, I just clicked on this accidentally. Yeah. I was a speaker for 10 years in stages, 6 figures with ease and joy. Her life, she was living in a car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. There's no accident. My finger just clicked on this.
Oh, yeah.
Rolled in a 20K and from living out of the car. Oh my gosh. 100K, making me a 7. That bravo, Courtney.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what's so great about that? It is just I believe success is attached to those who are winning, who want to win, not just those that are doing anything. So it's those who actually want to win and not making excuses. I am again I know people. I should have asked permission at the beginning to offend people. Because I'm going to offend you. I'm going to speak to the part of you that is not stepping up to the plate. I'm going to speak to the person who's allowed, or some things have happened, but we've taken to heart that we are the reason why it's happening and all of that. And so I am the no nonsense coach. I'll be honest. That's why I realized, Christina, and I think you know that, I would tell folks, I'm probably not the coach for you. If you want a Band-Aid on top of that bruise, or if you want to say, oh, it's okay. See, that's where we're different. No, it's not okay. We should not be in a place where we have to rob Peter and pay Paul. And I'm the first one to say it because I've been broke, busted, and disgusted. I've been with me and my kids trying to figure out how to eat. And it was like, okay, I'm going to use my last $2,000 to buy this program that everybody's going to say, that's stupid. You just came out of bankruptcy. You got $2,000 and you're trying to invest in something. Where are you going to get the other $23,000 this program? I said, I'm going to figure it out because I'm going to do this work. 90 days, Christina, made $250,000. So I hear women say things. I hear living in your car. Great. We get to focus. Oh, I just lost my job. Great. You don't have any distractions. So I just, there are no excuses unless you're not breathing and on top of the ground. There's none. But that is my time, Christina. I have to go to another meeting. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, guys. This has been amazing. Sonia, you are amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.